So today we'll be going over cholesterol metabolism. Yesterday we started with the functions of cholesterol. I will get into the thick of it today. So, right. Coming to the biosynthesis of cholesterol, 50% of cholesterol that you have in your body comes from diet. Okay, whatever you consume, 50% of it, or at least your body will contain the amount of cholesterol present in your body. 50% of it comes from dietary sources. The main way through which your body, or the main organs in which your body makes cholesterol, are your liver and your intestine. Almost 10% each of biosynthesis of your cholesterol. 10% of cholesterol in your body is synthesized in your liver, and 10% in your intestine. These are the principal sources. Now, almost all cells have the capability of producing cholesterol, but mainly it occurs through liver and intestine, and the metabolism occurs through liver. The main source where interconversion of cholesterol happens into different products. You get several products out of cholesterol. Those products mainly happen in your liver. Now, specifically coming to the synthesis of cholesterol, one second, I'll show you that chart so that it will be easier for you to understand. Yeah. So this is cholesterol metabolism. We'll cut out some of the unnecessary part. You don't need to memorize everything, but some of the important parts at least. This is a brief abbreviated version of your cholesterol metabolism. Cholesterol metabolism is a very big process. This is a smaller version. We'll make it smaller as well, even more smaller if possible. Now, a cholesterol synthesis can be divided into five major steps. The first thing is formation of mevalonate. It is also called mevalonic acid. Okay, mevalonic acid, then finally into mevalonate. Mevalonate will have two different forms which you will convert them into, but for now we'll refer to that as mevalonate. So what it starts off with is two molecules of acetyl coenzyme A. They will condense together. So acetyl CoA is a two carbon molecule. Two molecules of acetyl CoA will condense together in the presence of thiolase. If you look on the top left, you could see that acetyl coenzyme A in the presence of thiolase is converting into acetoacetyl CoA. Okay. Now what happens is acetoacetyl CoA will get addition of water, and it combines with another molecule of acetyl CoA to form a six carbon molecule. So we have initially a two carbon molecule which is acetyl coenzyme A, that gets doubled. Literally another molecule of acetyl CoA will combine with one molecule of acetyl CoA in the presence of thiolase, and you get acetoacetyl CoA. That again gets added up with another acetyl CoA to get a six carbon molecule. Okay, that is HMG CoA, 3 hydroxy 3 methyl glutaraldehyde CoA. It is also called beta hydroxy beta methyl. So anyway, just abbreviate it as HMG CoA, HMG coenzyme. It will be easier for you to remember. Okay, so it is called HMG CoA because it is hydroxy and methyl glutaraldehyde. Okay. Now, what happens to HMG CoA is it is converted into mevalonic acid. Now, in the process, what you will be able to see is here it is not clearly represented, but what happens is NADPH is used. So in the process where you have uh, HMG coenzyme A being converted into mevalonate or mevalonic acid, which is a six carbon compound. Both of them are six carbon compounds, but what happens is one acetyl CoA molecule is lost, and once again, I think I have another image lying around. It will be easier for you to understand that one particular reaction in that. One second. Mm, Yeah, see, this is another way of representing cholesterol metabolism. It is a little more abbreviated. We need a few more compounds. That is why I was not using it here. This specific diagram was used to explain how drugs work. So HMG CoA reductase inhibitors and chemotherapy, those are drugs. This chart was initially used to explain how those drugs are working, but it will work for our sense here at least. Now, if you can see on the top, de novo synthesis in the sense new synthesis of cholesterol. Okay, So acetyl CoA molecule and acetoacetyl CoA molecule will combine together to form a 6-carbon compound, which is HMG coenzyme A. Okay, this fellow will get reduced. So in the presence of HMG CoA reductase, it will get converted into mevalonate, and in the process, it will get reduced in the sense that it will take two hydrogens from your NADPH. These hydrogens are provided from your HMP shunt pathway. Okay, if you remember, we studied about HMP shunt pathway in your what do you call, carbohydrate metabolism. These two are generally provided by your HMG coenzyme, your HMP shunt pathway. All right, the NADPH. I hope you are understanding. Please feel free to stop me at any time if you're not understanding. If you want me to repeat some part again or something like that, okay? Because these reactions tend to be confusing sometimes. So coming back to our previous this thing image. Yeah. So this fellow skipped one image in between, how NADPH is being formed. Now, from a mevalonic acid, what ends up happening is you form something called isoprenoid units. Okay, that is the second step. So the first step was formation of mevalonic acid using HMG CoA reductase. You initially take acetyl CoA molecule, you double it, then you triple it to make HMG CoA, and HMG CoA is converted into mevalonic acid by the addition of hydrogen molecules that are what you call supplied by your NADPH. NADPH will supply two molecules of hydrogen, and technically there will be four molecules of hydrogen because two molecules of NADPH plus H plus come and they will provide four hydrogen molecules. In any case, you will get a molecule where HMG CoA is getting reduced, that is why reductase, and HMG CoA reductase will convert HMG CoA into mevalonic acid. All right. Now, mevalonic acid is still a 6-carbon compound. This step where HMG CoA is being converted into mevalonic acid, that is called the rate limiting step of your cholesterol biosynthesis. Rate limiting step means if there is any change in the amount of that enzyme. Okay, this HMG CoA reductase is called rate limiting enzyme, and that step is called rate limiting step because whenever there is any change in HMG CoA reductase, the amount of cholesterol that you are synthesizing will change. Okay, so this depends on something called feedback loop that you will eventually study after cholesterol metabolism. But for now, just remember that it is a rate determining step. It will determine the rate at which cholesterol is being formed, or whether or not it will be formed altogether, because there are some hormones and there are some factors that will play a role in whether or not HMG CoA reductase will work or not. Okay, so I'll stop that there for now. A rate limiting step के बारे में we'll get into a little bit more detail once we finish the synthesis of cholesterol. I hope you are understanding till here. Now, from mevalonic acid or mevalonate, what you end up forming is isoprenoid units. So isoprenoid units are special 5-carbon compounds. See, basically ये intermediate products are mevalonate 5-phosphate and mevalonate 5-pyrophosphate. What we need is this isopentenyl 5-pyrophosphate. That is the isoprenoid unit. What you do is you decarboxylate a mevalonate molecule. It is phosphorylated, then it is decarboxylated, and in turn you add a phosphate group, and then see ATP is being used to provide a phosphate group. Right, if you can see this step, mevalonic acid में ATP add कर रहा है using a kinase enzyme, then you are changing it. ठीक है, phosphomevalonate kinase, you are changing the position of that phosphate molecule. Then again, what you end up doing is you phosphate the molecule again in the presence of kinase, and you get something called mevalonate pyrophosphate, 5-pyrophosphate. Now to this mevalonate 5-pyrophosphate, this is a 6-carbon molecule. Okay, 5-pyrophosphate इसलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि phosphate group is present on the 5th position. Initially you made a phosphate, then you make a pyrophosphate. It has two phosphate molecules. One phosphate molecule is present on the 5th carbon. I'm not getting into the structures because it will be more confusing for you, but for now just remember that it has two different molecules of two different phosphate molecules. Technically in some textbooks you will also find that this is named mevalonate 5 diphosphate rather than pyrophosphate. Okay, so in any case, what you do in this is you will decarboxylate the enzyme and you will remove one inorganic carbon. So what you end up getting is the second step, formation of isoprenoid unit, where you end up getting isopentenyl 5-pyrophosphate. IPP भी बोलते हैं उसको, यहाँ पर PP लिखा होना है, it is called IPP. Okay, isopentenyl pyrophosphate. So I'll repeat once what is happening from start, in just in case you guys are getting confused. We take acetyl CoA. Okay, you know acetyl CoA comes as a metabolic byproduct from several different reactions which we studied in carbohydrate metabolism. Okay, I will not get into that, but you know acetyl CoA. Who is acetyl CoA? Now acetyl coenzyme is a 2-carbon molecule. Okay, what happens in cholesterol synthesis is the first thing, HMG CoA is formed, HMG coenzyme A, by tripling acetyl CoA. So you condense 2 molecules of acetyl CoA in the presence of thiolase, then you add another molecule of acetyl CoA to form HMG CoA synthetase. Okay, to form HMG CoA in the presence of HMG CoA synthase. So you are essentially adding 3 molecules of acetyl CoA together. Okay, here you end up making a 6-carbon molecule. This 6-carbon molecule is called HMG coenzyme A. That is reduced into mevalonic acid. Okay, you take NADPH that you get from HMP shunt pathway and various other pathways, and you basically add hydrogens into it to form mevalonic acid. Mevalonic acid undergoes a bunch of reactions where it is being phosphorylated and it is being decarboxylated. So you are adding phosphates, then you are removing a carbon dioxide. So this 6-carbon mevalonic acid is converted into a 5-carbon product which is called IPP. That is an isoprenoid unit. That particular type of molecule is called an isoprenoid unit. Okay, that isoprenoid unit is IPP, isopentenyl pyrophosphate, or isopentenyl 5-pyrophosphate. Now, isopentenyl 5-pyrophosphate can exist as IPP or it can occur as DPP, dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate. Both of them are 5-carbon structures. It is just that they are isomers. If you remember in glycolysis, there was G3P and DHAP, right? If you remember in the 5th step of glycolysis, we had the interconversion of G3P and DHAP. Both of them are used, both of them are individually broken down from your fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. If you remember what we studied in glycolysis, something similar happens here, where isopentenyl pyrophosphate will get isomerized. One molecule will get isomerized into dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate. So the end of one reaction will be you are getting 1 molecule of dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate, and again the whole reaction will occur till the point where you're getting another IPP molecule. Okay, so basically you have 2 5-carbon molecules at this point. I hope you guys are understanding what is going on. Please feel free to stop me at any time. You can put it in the chat as well if you're not understanding. Hold on, I'm not able to see the chat for some reason. Yeah. Okay, so if you guys don't have doubts, then I'll continue. Now, from isopentenyl pyrophosphate, now these are all isoprenoid units. Formation of isoprenoid unit is the second step in cholesterol synthesis. I told you there are totally 5 steps. The first step was formation of mevalonate from HMG CoA. The second step will be formation of isoprenoid units. Isoprenoid units can occur in several forms. Okay, one is dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate, the other is isopentenyl pyrophosphate. These are isomers. If you can see here on the left side, you can see IPP being converted into DPP. Dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate is also called DPP. DPP through isopentenyl pyrophosphate isomerase. It is getting isomerized. Right. Now, what ends up happening is from these isoprenoid units, you try to make something called squalene. Squalene is a big molecule. How you do that is, see, now I have 1 5-carbon molecule in IPP, so I'll refer them as IPP and DPP right now. I hope you guys are understanding. Please feel free to ask me doubts. Okay. Uh, you take one IPP molecule and you add a DPP molecule in it. All right. So you are taking 1 5-carbon molecule and you are adding it to another 5-carbon molecule. You end up getting a 10-carbon molecule. Okay. That 10-carbon molecule is called geranyl pyrophosphate. It is also called GPP. That is a 10 carbon molecule. Okay, it is an intermediate product. I'll repeat once again. You take one IPP molecule, which is a 5 carbon molecule, isopentenyl 5 pyrophosphate. You take another DPP molecule, which is dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate. So it basically means that you are repeating the first steps, acetyl CoA to mevalonate to IPP 2 times. That is how you are ending up with what you call 2 5 carbon molecules. All right. So for now, whenever I need one 5 carbon molecule, I'll keep repeating that step. All right. So this dimethyl allyl molecule and this IPP molecule will condense together to form a GPP molecule, geranyl pyrophosphate, which is a 10 carbon molecule. Now to this GPP, another molecule of IPP gets attached. Okay, so this geranyl pyrophosphate being a 10 carbon molecule, I will add another IPP molecule to that. That makes it a 15 carbon molecule called farnesyl pyrophosphate. It's called FPP. Okay, this lower part. For now, forget about what is happening on the left with FPP. What are the byproducts that are formed? For now, only concentrate on what is happening here. One second. Forget about this part for now. ठीक है, इसको भूल जाओ अभी के लिए. For now, just see what is happening in this farnesyl pyrophosphate and what is happening with squalene and all. Okay. One second. Yeah. So for now we came to a 15 carbon molecule, which is farnesyl pyrophosphate. Okay. Now what happens is two molecules of FPP. FPP is a 15 carbon molecule. Two molecules of FPP will unite together. They will get reduced to form a 30 carbon molecule called squalene. All right. I'll repeat once again. You have your IPP, which is a 5 carbon molecule that will get isomerized into DPP. Okay. For now, put the DPP aside. Another molecule of IPP is formed and it will get condensed with DPP. So you are basically mixing DPP and IPP. You are mixing two different 5 carbon molecules. This will end up, so 5 plus 5 will make a 10 carbon molecule. A 10 carbon molecule is called geranyl pyrophosphate. Geranyl pyrophosphate is added with another IPP molecule, which make a 15 carbon molecule. So geranyl pyrophosphate being a 10 carbon molecule, the result of DPP and IPP attaching together, that 10 carbon molecule will attach with another 5 carbon molecule to make farnesyl pyrophosphate. Farnesyl pyrophosphate being a 15 carbon molecule. Now what ends up happening is farnesyl pyrophosphate, two molecules of farnesyl pyrophosphate are made and they get they unite and they get reduced, in the sense that you add more hydrogens in it and you condense them together, okay, to produce a 30 carbon molecule. That 30 carbon molecule is called squalene. All right, I hope you are understanding till this point what is happening. Okay, in this step as well, you are using NADPH as a source of hydrogens. Okay, you take NADPH plus H plus and you convert it into NADP plus, providing hydrogens to the reaction. Now this squalene in turn will form a few intermediate products. For now, forget about that 2 3 oxy. In between also you will have another molecule. So from here I'll start drawing so that some intermediate products are not mentioned clearly in this. Okay, I hope you understood till how squalene is formed. Please feel free to ask me doubts. Okay, I'll be switching now, that is why I'm asking.
Sir, repeat it once more.
The whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Acha, ठीक है. Listen carefully, okay? We take one acetyl CoA. I want to synthesize, or your body wants to synthesize cholesterol. Now, to synthesize cholesterol, I will start with a known molecule called acetyl coenzyme A. We've already studied about acetyl coenzyme A as a byproduct in several metabolic reactions. Right, so your pyruvic acid, your several carbohydrates get metabolized, and in several reactions you end up getting acetyl coenzyme A. It is also one of the products that will participate in your what do you call citric acid cycle. Now this molecule will get condensed. So I will take your body will take two molecules of acetyl CoA and it will literally combine them together. So you do the math. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. that 4 carbon molecule is called acetoacetyl coenzyme A. What I do to that 4 carbon molecule is I attach another 2 carbon molecule called acetyl CoA. So I am basically attaching 3 uh, 2 carbon molecules to make a 6 carbon molecule. Okay, 2 plus 2 in the presence of thiolase and 4 plus 2 in the presence of HMG CoA synthase to synthesize 3 hydroxy 3 methyl glutaraldehyde coenzyme A, this top fellow, HMG coenzyme A. All right, HMG coenzyme A gets converted into mevalonic acid. Okay, mevalonic acid is formed when HMG coenzyme A will what do you call get reduced. That reduction, or that reduction basically addition of hydrogens, occurs through NADPH. That NADPH is mainly provided by your HMG, your HMP shunt pathway. What you get from HMP shunt pathway and other carbohydrate metabolisms. From that you get this hydrogen. This reaction is catalyzed by one particular enzyme called HMG CoA reductase. This is a rate limiting enzyme and this is a rate limiting step, mainly because if there is any change in this enzyme level, what will happen is the amount of cholesterol that is formed that you end up getting, that will change. There are several hormones and there are a few physiological processes in your body that can control the level of HMG CoA reductase. So when I told you once, if you consume a lot of dietary cholesterol, what happens is your body will naturally decrease the amount of production of cholesterol a little bit. Now again, there is only a certain amount that your body can reduce. If you consume way over the limit, then you will have excessive amount of cholesterol being formed in your body. Now HMG CoA reductase, being the rate limiting enzyme, can determine the amount of cholesterol that is being formed. Okay, I hope this point is clear with you guys. अगर नहीं है तो अभी बोलो.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now from mevalonic acid I have to form something called isoprenoid units. Okay, for now forget about these what do you call middle reactions. Just remember that what I do is I add 2 molecules of ATP. I will remove 1 molecule of phosphate. I will use 2 molecules of ATP to phosphorylate the mevalonic acid. I will remove 1 phosphate molecule and I will remove 1 carbon dioxide molecule. So what ends up happening is a 6 carbon molecule, which is mevalonic acid. See, till here I have not removed any carbons. Acetyl CoA 2 carbon, acetoacetyl CoA 2 carbons, then acetoacetyl CoA plus acetyl CoA 6 carbon. 4 carbon plus 2 carbon makes a 6 carbon molecule. 6 carbon molecule is only being reduced. It is being added with hydrogens to form a mevalonic acid. Mevalonic acid ko I'll remove 1 carbon molecule in the form of carbon dioxide and I will reduce it. I will phosphorylate it. Then later on I will dephosphorylate it as well. I will add a 2 phosphate molecules. I will remove 1. What I end up getting is a IPP molecule, isopentenyl 5-pyrophosphate. Okay, this is called an isoprenoid unit. Now this isoprenoid unit can occur as an isomer. This fellow is interchangeable. It will convert into DPP, which is dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate. Till here was one part of the reaction. Now what happens is the whole reaction will occur again, so that you end up with 1 DPP molecule and 1 IPP molecule. यहाँ तक समझ में आ रहा what is happening? You are getting 2 5-carbon molecules by repeating the whole reaction 2 times. Okay, I'll take that
Yes,
as a
sir.
yes. So I take 1 IPP molecule, I take 1 DPP molecule and I mix them together. So 5 plus 5, I will get a 10 carbon molecule. That 10 carbon molecule is called geranyl pyrophosphate. Okay? Yeah, lovely. Do you
Excuse
have
me,
a doubt?
sir. I'm not getting from this melavonate 5-pyrophosphate. From there, I'm not getting. I'm trying to get, but वहीं से problem
देखो
हो रहा है.
6 carbon molecule एक, ठीक है? For now, forget that there is mevalonate 5 phosphate, mevalonate 5 pyrophosphate. Just think that mevalonic acid is getting converted into IP. ये बीच के 2 step भूल जाओ अभी के लिए, ठीक है? Ignore them and listen. मेवेलोनिक एसिड को मैं 2 एटीपी मॉलिक्यूल्स प्रोवाइड करता हूँ. वो एटीपी मॉलिक्यूल्स मैं इसलिए प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूँ सो दैट आई कैन गिव इट फॉस्फेट. I am giving 2 ATP molecules, or I am providing mevalonic acid with 2 ATP molecules. The work of those ATP molecules is to phosphorylate the molecule to provide phosphates. Okay, ATP being adenosine triphosphate, that fellow will be converted into ADP diphosphate and it will give 1 phosphate to mevalonic acid. I will use 2 such molecules on mevalonic acid, meaning I'm adding 2 phosphate molecules. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? आई एम टेकिंग मेवलोनिक एसिड, आई एम एडिंग 2 phosphates टू इट. ओके, तो ये 2 फॉस्फेट्स के अलावा व्हाट आई विल डू इज, यहाँ पर जब भी मैं 2 फॉस्फेट ऐड करता हूँ, इट विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट्स. दोज इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट्स आर व्हाट यू आर सीइंग, मेवलोनेट 5 phosphate and मेवलोनेट 5 pyrophosphate. मेवलोनेट 5 pyrophosphate is the result of 2 phosphates being added. ठीक है, फॉस्फेट एक जगह रहा बोले तो उसको खाली फॉस्फेट लिखते, 2 फॉस्फेट रहा तो इट इज बेसिकली लाइक दिस. वन सेकेंड. हाँ जी, अगर मेवलोनेट 5 फॉस्फेट है, मतलब वो मॉलिक्यूल को कैसा है, आई विल नॉट ड्रॉ द होल मॉलिक्यूल, इट इज क्वाइट अ बिग मॉलिक्यूल. लेट्स सपोज इट इज लाइक दिस एंड इट हैज 1 फॉस्फेट. ठीक है, 5th पोजीशन पे फॉस्फेट है. अगर पायरोफॉस्फेट बोले तो ऐसा रहता, 2 फॉस्फेट बाजू बाजू अटैच रहते. ओके, दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन पायरोफॉस्फेट एंड फॉस्फेट. ठीक है, यहाँ तक समझ में आ रहा? Are you guys able to see this?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा,
Yes, sir.
तो
Yeah.
दैट इज द डिफरेंस. ठीक है, मैं मेवलोनेट ले रहा हूँ या मेवलोनिक एसिड ले रहा हूँ, मेवलोनिक एसिड. ठीक है, इसको मैं एक फॉस्फेट अटैच कर रहा हूँ तो ये बन रहा फॉस्फेट में एम फॉस्फेट बन रहा, मेवलोनेट फॉस्फेट, मेवलोनेट 5 फॉस्फेट बन रहा. इसको मैं एक और फॉस्फेट ऐड करा तो ये बनता पायरोफॉस्फेट. तो 2 फॉस्फेट मॉलिक्यूल है इसमें अभी. यहाँ तक समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
इसमें क्या करता
Yes.
हूँ मैं, I will do 2 things. I will remove 1 carbon dioxide molecule, meaning this initially was a 6 carbon molecule, right? HMG coenzyme A say I was only adding hydrogens, I was not changing the number of carbons. So this is still a 6 carbon molecule. This is a 6 carbon molecule, even this is a 6 carbon molecule. I will remove 1 carbon in the form of carbon dioxide and I will remove 1 inorganic phosphate from this molecule. What I end up getting is IPP. ठीक है, आइसोपेंटेनल पायरोफॉस्फेट. समझ में आया यहाँ तक? क्या हो रहा? दिस इज अ 5 कार्बन मॉलिक्यूल IPP. IPP can get isomerized into DPP. It will occur as a isomer. तो यहाँ तक मेरे को DPP मिल गया. So to get another IPP molecule, I will repeat the whole reaction again to get another molecule of IPP. So now I have 1 molecule of IPP which is 5 carbons because I removed 1 carbon from here, and I have 1 molecule of DPP which is another 5 carbon molecule. तो ये 5 carbon और ये 5 carbon को मैं add कर दिया. So let me write it this way. If I take 1 IPP molecule and I add it to a DPP molecule, both being 5 carbons, please feel free to stop me if you're not understanding. I will get a 10 carbon molecule, right? 5 plus 5. ये 10 कार्बन मॉलिक्यूल को मैं जेरानाइल पायरोफॉस्फेट बोलता हूँ, GPP. ठीक है, दिस इज अ इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट. ये GPP को I will again add another IPP molecule. So I will repeat that whole reaction again and I will add another IPP molecule which is a 5 carbon molecule. अगर एक और 5 कार्बन ऐड करा तो मैं क्या बनता? 15 कार्बन्स बनते. This 15 carbon molecule is called a farnesyl pyrophosphate molecule. ठीक है, now to this farnesyl pyrophosphate I will add another FPP. So I will repeat that whole process till here again, till the point where I am getting 1 FPP molecule. I will repeat it again so that I get another molecule of FPP, meaning now I have 2 FPP molecules, 2 molecules which are 15 carbon. This 15 carbon molecule will be converted into squalene. ठीक है, squalene is a 30 carbon molecule. I add 15 plus 15 and I get a 30 carbon molecule which is squalene. यहाँ तक समझ में आया कैसा आया squalene?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So,
Okay.
so this IPP and DPP are formed by this 5 pyrophosphate.
Sorry, I didn't get your doubt. IPP and DPP?
They are reduced by this 5 pyrophosphate.
नहीं बाबा, देखो रिडक्शन पहले हो जाता, रिडक्शन इज ओनली एडिशन ऑफ हाइड्रोजन्स। मैं दीज आर ऑल सिंगल फॉस्फेट मॉलिक्यूल्स, मतलब इन लोगों के अंदर एक फॉस्फेट मॉलिक्यूल है, ठीक है, बिकॉज फ्रॉम मेवेलोनेट, अब मैं जो मेवेलोनिक एसिड लिया था उसमें 2 फॉस्फेट ऐड करा था ना। If you remember, I took one mevalonic acid molecule and I phosphorylated it twice. It had 2 phosphate molecules. Uske baad, in the process of making IPP, I removed 1 phosphate and I removed 1 carbon dioxide. So all of these only have 1 phosphate molecule for now. When you end up forming GPP, that fellow will have 2 phosphate molecules. Okay? Because you are adding 1 phosphate from here and 1 phosphate from here. So this has 2 phosphate molecules. So imagine it is having 2 phosphates like this. And if you are adding IPP again, farnesyl pyrophosphate will have 3 phosphate molecules. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. तो यहाँ पर मेरे पास फार्नेसिल पायरोफॉस्फेट है 3 फॉस्फेट मॉलिक्यूल्स के साथ। इसको मैं डबल कर दूं तो I will make another FPP molecule and I will attach both of them together to make a 30 carbon molecule which is called squalene. Now from squalene what happens is, one second, I'll draw that part from here. So I take squalene and squalene undergoes oxidation. Okay. This squalene fellow will be oxidized into squalene 2,3 epoxide. ठीक है, intermediate product. ठीक है, by the action of one particular enzyme named squalene epoxidase. इसको squalene epoxidase बोलते हैं या monooxygenase बोलते हैं, either way is fine. Monooxygenase. It is oxygenating the molecule. It is oxidizing the molecule. Okay. What ends up happening is you are literally adding oxygen to this. This is the intermediate product. This fellow will undergo cyclization in the sense that a cyclic structure will be formed. ठीक है, cyclopropyl cyclopentenyl कैसे रहते हैं वैसे ring structure is formed. ठीक है, this is so that you can get the steroid nucleus of your cholesterol. A ring structure is formed, basically cyclization, where a particular product called lanosterol is formed. This lanosterol is a 30 carbon molecule. Okay, all of these are 30 carbon molecules, but this is a cyclized 30 carbon molecule. इसका मतलब क्या है? I'm taking something which is straight like this and I'm making it into a circle. ठीक है, that is cyclization. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding. एक part को cyclize करता हूँ मैं, not the whole thing. So let's suppose this is the whole chain. What I will do is I will decrease the size a little bit and I will make a chain like this. ठीक है, it will cyclize that molecule. Now, if you see the whole structure of cholesterol, you will understand a little bit. Once again, I'll show you how lanosterol and cholesterol look. हाँ, ये देखो. What you make by cyclization is this lanosterol. If you see on the left, you can see something we studied about earlier. This is a steroid nucleus. That is why cyclization was occurring, to make that steroid nucleus. I take that 30 carbon molecule and I will cyclize it into lanosterol. Lanosterol will undergo several reactions. It will undergo 19 more reactions and it will end up forming cholesterol. That is how you end up getting cholesterol, which is a 27 carbon molecule. So you remove a few carbons from a 30 carbon molecule, remove 3 carbons and you subject it to some other reactions and you end up getting a cholesterol molecule. That cholesterol molecule is a 27 carbon molecule. All right, I hope abhi samajh mein aaya what is happening in कोलेस्ट्रॉल बायोसिंथेसिस. इफ यू सी द बेसिक स्ट्रक्चरल डिफरेंस यहीं पर समझ में आ जाता. 3 कार्बन इधर लानोस्ट्रल में 4 अल्फा 4 बीटा मिथाइल दिख रहा है यहाँ पर, and 14 methyl. Those 3 lines are lost. Those 3 lines represents carbon. 3 different carbons. Those 3 carbons are not present in cholesterol. So that is how you end up making cholesterol molecule. I hope you guys understood what is cholesterol biosynthesis.